So, let's see, I went to lunch with my mom this past weekend, and it's to like a local brewery, and I don't like I'm neutral on breweries. Like, I'll go to a place and get a flight sometimes, but in general it's not like my thing. But this place has the best duck fat fries with like a house ketchup and truffle aioli type of situation. So good. I go when I'm home at least once, and so that's like the one time for this summer. But it's super good, and honestly, like, the space is downtown, and it's not like, it's never been crowded. It's probably like a good place for our high school reunion in the fall, but I'm not in on that, so none of my business. Anyway, I guess, like, I'm finishing up my last week of my internship. Not finishing up, it's the beginning of the week, but I'm in the last week of my internship. I've done most of the assignment. What are you doing? It's my cat. I was eating, and he is always looking to see if I dropped something. Anyway, I'm in the last week of my internship, and I've finished up some things, and like, I'm still probably gonna wait until I post it on like LinkedIn and whatever to talk about it, but I will say that I'm like a legal intern for a congressional committee, and with that, a lot of like hearings and legislation and like just like talking points, prep, everything like that. And some of the things that I worked on early in the summer and recently have kind of come to fruition now that like, I'm in the last few days and stuff of my internship. I still have like one assignment that I'm working on pretty actively, and then you know, like, if anybody asks me to do anything. But the first thing is, last week, something I worked on drafting, or like did the drafting for, was released publicly, and that was really cool to see. It was like nice to see like the final language that came out from what I wrote, and it was even kind of quoted in publication, and like the words that I wrote were quoted, and that was really cool. The other thing was, let's see, oh yes, the other thing, I was prepping for, like, you prep in an office, you will prep like the like senator or representative for like hearings and talking occasions and things like that, by doing research and like giving information. Like, then like their legislative aides and stuff will like create like the actual talking points and whatnot. And so I got to do that for a specific occasion, and it was really interesting. Being on a committee, what I did was circulated committee wide, and so like, it was nice to see like those talking points be used committee wide. So that was nice. So I'm feeling like a good wrap up to my summer internship, ready to go into OCI, and yeah. So I've been like working on my room, and that's I don't say close to done, but it's close to being able to move my stuff back in there at least. So that's nice. But I'm doing wall molding. Maybe I'll give up on that. But I'm doing like picture frame molding, and I realized that if I wanted to like a test two on one wall, then I need to like cut and then prime and then paint and then paint again and then put them on the wall, and that was going to take way too much time because I wasn't getting started until like 8:30. So I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow, because like between every coat needs like an hour to dry. So I'll do that, and then I don't know, I'll either keep going if I get started early enough and finish out the whole, like all of the walls, or I'll at least have the test one to see what it looks like, and I'll know. But yeah, so instead I am going to dye my eyebrows, or tint them, whatever, which I've never done before. And like, speaking of like going in interviews, it's probably the worst thing I could do, going to interviews, but my eyebrows are already pretty dark, so can't be too bad. I looked on Grace Atwood's blog, and because I'd seen that she'd done on her stories ages ago, and like when I ordered stuff to do this, I ordered it based off like what's on her blog. So I've got all the stuff. I got 2 colors of dye. I wasn't sure. I got black and natural brown. So like these are 2 colors away. I might mix them, or like, I don't know. I'll look to see like, should the ends be darker, or should like, I know when like you're doing your brows like with a pencil and whatnot, like the ends are a little bit darker and these taper, so maybe I'll just do brown and then mix in with black back here. I'll see what the internet says. But yeah, I've got that. I've got like some like developer liquid. I've never dyed my hair myself. Like I've had my hair dyed twice in my life. Once when I was like 14 or 15, and then once when I was about 20. But I've never done it myself, so I don't know. But I've got this, and like this is like a little glass thing. And then I've also got like a kit for after. 'Cause later on this week, I plan on maybe laminating them. So like doing it so they do the feather thing naturally. We'll see. But like if I have that, then I'll need to probably cut them so they won't be super long. So wish me luck. I definitely think that they're darker. I think maybe not the darkest strands, but the strands that like the lighter baby strands caught it. So that's nice, better, more defined brows. I mixed in a little bit more black later just because it was looking really like reddish brown, but I think I'll always mix some brown in just because I want it to be cooler, but I might do almost all black next time. But yeah, I do think they're a little bit darker and they just look a little bit fuller all around. So mission accomplished for now. So look at me in my car going somewhere, not like right this second. I just fed the outside cats because my mom hasn't come back from work yet, and you cannot go outside without them just being like, feed me. And like, this isn't like we pick outside cats. These are just almost feral cats that stick around our house, and so we feed them and like occasionally take them to the vet for things. Anyway, going to do a couple of pickups, and not going to show you what I get because it's for a party for a friend or a baby shower for a friend, and like that, like it'll be a spoiler if I do, but going to a couple places, so I just like take you on my errands because I'm finally leaving my house this week. Okay, so I went to Office Depot, yeah? This isn't embarrassing, it's just like a weird, funny, like goes to show that I have not lived here in forever. I went to Office Depot to do a pickup that I placed, and I went to Office Depot and I was wrong, and it was there. It used to be there, but like it just wasn't there anymore. Luckily, like in the distance I could see the sign of Office Depot, and it was just like one shopping center over, and it moved in the time between like me being in high school and now. So that's really funny. And it's also like kind of sad because it's just like I don't know things for sure in my hometown anymore. But yeah, so going to Cicely's to pick up dinner because their barbecue pizza is actually pulled pork and not chicken, and so even though like their pizza isn't the best overall, I like that option and I'm close to it, so that's what we're doing. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I'm back with my pizza that I just showed you. Having dinner. Today is Thursday. It's tomorrow's the last day of my internship, so that's like, wow. That's really interesting for me. Yeah, it's really weird because like I can definitely say like definitive things that I did. Definitely, definitively, whatever. And that's good, especially for interviews next week. But now the cat's drinking water. Anyway, ignore him, not me. Yeah, so that's like really like a strange like summer, like not having ever actually been in person or anything like that. But it's the times we live in, and I did enjoy it, and I'm sure I will talk more about it either here or like on the other channel that I'm trying to do more like law school specific stuff on. But yeah, that's been good. Finished my day out, and like I'm doing stuff in my room, which I've talked about in past weeks recently, and that's getting close to being done. I'm doing like wall molding, so like we're at the point of like building instead of tearing down and cleaning and stuff, so that's good. I got some wood cut and then did a coat of paint on some of it, or like the wood that I did get cut, and that's just like it needs like 2 hours to dry between coats, and I want to do 2 coats, and so like in about 30 minutes I will do another coat and then leave that to dry for a couple hours. I'm gonna have dinner in the meantime, and then it'll be time to paint, and then while that's drying I think I will paint. I'm not going to show any of this because it'll probably go into another vlog, but I'm going to paint like all the trim and whatnot, and so basically in the next like day all of the molding will go up. I'll also, once the trim is painted, these cats make the weirdest noises when I'm filming, but yeah, once the trim is done I will probably cut the rest of my wood, so it'll be good to go. There's only so much space I have inside to dry this on, and so like it's kind of going in phases, and like it's a 4-hour process to dry it, so that's where we're at. Yeah. Oh, one thing that I did do today aside from work, I had a quick call with a friend from college who, best way to describe it is like we were in the same not cohort but fellowship group, like scholarship group, and she was a couple years ahead of me, and then she went straight through, or maybe there may have been 1 year in between, but I think she went straight through, and so like she's like in the middle of being an associate, like 4 or 5 years or 6 years in, and so like I talked to her about her firm specifically, because I am interested in like talking to her office, or to her firm but not her office, which is like good, and like it's nice to get just like a normal perspective from someone who's been through the process and like isn't trying to like, has my best interests at heart, which is like, it's like get a good real scoop, because like you can talk to alumni and stuff like that, but like they're still mostly trying to sell you on their firm the entire time, and like she told me all the good but also told me like pros and cons and stuff, just like, but overall I think the vibe that I had is about the same, but it was nice to get concrete things. And then just some advice about OCI in general. We've already bid, it's happening next week, but like just like how to go with like your feelings and like choosing and things like that. So that was a good conversation. Anyway, I am gonna finish dinner and go and do all the things that I just said I would do.